Yo folks, so in this video I'm going to be talking to you about the trading psychology tips that I've picked up across the last 5 years of my trading journey. I've got a list over here that I've written. It's probably not all the tips that I've accumulated, but as the video goes on I'll probably add them on as they go. But yeah, the first one that I've written is don't attach trading to your goals, or don't make trading the answer to all your problems. Okay? Now, why is this? So, when you start trading the currency markets or whatever markets you're trading, you're obviously trading for the money that you want so that you can live whatever life you want to live, or to pay off bills or whatever, okay? But when you're one of the market and you're trading live, you can't attach your desire to your trading, okay? So why is this? Well, if you do attach what you want to trading and you're trading from that mindset, then you're always susceptible to revenge trading or taking losses personally. Because when you do take a loss, losses are inevitable. When you do take a loss, you're gonna feel like the market is doing that to you, because it's, in a sense, it's stopping you from achieving what you want. Okay, so you can't trade what you want. The market is indifferent. The market doesn't care about the bills that you have to pay, or the Lamborghini that you want to buy, or the house that you want to buy for your mother, okay? The market simply doesn't care. It just does what it does, okay? So yeah, that's the first one. Don't attach trading to your goals, or don't make trading the answer to all your problems, okay? Now, the second one that I've written here is don't tell anyone that you're trading until you're profitable and actually making money. The amount of headache that I would have saved myself if I just kept it to myself and I just kept on doing what I was doing. To be honest, I even think I would have became profitable a lot quicker, because me telling people was added pressure, and I felt like I had to prove a lot of people, and that just added so much emotion, to my trading. So it was things like telling my parents that I was going to become a successful trader, I was going to become a millionaire. Even earlier on in my journey, I was with a company, and they would get us to go on a calculator and just figure out how much money we'd have in a year if we were making like 10% every month. And I would go on this and I'll just be so excited, like, oh my gosh, I can make this much money if I make 10% a month. You know what I'm saying? Like I can grow like my $100 account to like $1 million or like 100,000. And this is the mindset that I was in. I was just so excited. And I remember it's like telling my dad specifically, I remember he was telling me, cool, like, how are you going to make this work? I said, watch, give me a year, I'll have 6 figures. You know what I'm saying? And obviously he just wasn't buying it, and I just had so much belief that I could do it. I said, yo, watch. And because I wanted to, now it became a thing of proving my dad that, look, I can do it. It just, I was just too focused on the wrong things. So, yeah, don't tell anyone that you're trading until you're profitable, because at the start of the journey, you're just excited and you're just so sure that you're going to make money quick. And that's not the case. The amount of things that you're going to go through as a trader is long, okay? And that leads me on to the next one. Excitement to trade will always get you burned, okay? So you need to stop placing so much importance on trading. And this goes on to like the spiritual, metaphysical sides of it, okay? Now, the universe always wants to restore balance, and the universe will always reflect back to you what you internally feel, okay? So if you're excited to trade, it means you're excited to make money, okay? And the way the universe works is it always wants to keep balance. It always wants equilibrium, okay? So if your internal state is one of excitement, you're telling the universe that, yo, I don't have this money yet, I'm excited to get it. So what's it going to do? Well, the universe is going to make the circumstances be so that you go back to your normal state, okay? Your normal state has to be that I'm already making money trading, okay? Now, like, the point that I'm at now with trading, it's like, I don't even get excited about making the money, okay? And that's when trading truly becomes boring, because you're no longer in this mind state of trying to get dopamine from a winning trade, okay? It gets to a point where, like, if you're still becoming overly excited, then you might be a gambler. And me and my boy were literally having this conversation the other day. It's like, there's a fine line between being a trader and a gambler. And I'm guilty of this myself, and I'm sure a lot of beginners are as well. So you're switching in and out of being a proper trader and a gambler, okay? It's literally a fine line, because as humans, we're not designed to trade. So our emotions are always there, and we can end up doing things which put us in the category of a gambler. So it's very important to you kind of have to be nonchalant about trading. Like, you have to almost not even want to do it, but like, you just do it because that's your job kind of thing. It has to be a job, okay? You don't like going to your job, maybe, but you just go because that's the way you make money. That's how you have to kind of treat trading. Like, it's going to get to a point where it's boring, and I think that's the best point, because then you can actually focus on the skill set, go into your session, trade your session, and then get on with something else, okay? Because that's the whole reason why you started trading in the first place, was so you could just have time to do more things. So what's the point of trading and that's the only thing you're doing? You know, it's kind of counterproductive, okay? Now, another point, it's better to play defensive than offensive, okay? So when you're starting out trading, you want to make money, you want to make so much money, so you're always thinking about the upside. But these 5 years that I've been trading, I've realized that it's way better to plan for the worst case scenario, or tell yourself what is the absolute worst case scenario that I want, okay? And you should always look at it from a place like, how much money am I willing to lose? If I've lost this amount of money, then that's it. I'm done for the day, or I'm done for the week or the month, okay? That's how trading should always be. It should always be you should always be on the defensive as opposed to the offensive. And I want to make this much, because if you're always thinking about the upside and how much you want to make, then that means you'll keep on trading until you reach that point. And that could mean just taking losses, okay? And it's better to protect your capital than to grow it. Obviously, the longer you can protect your capital, the higher the chances of you actually making capital as well, if you guys understand what I'm saying. Another point, you have to truly accept that you're going to face losses. Now, when we get into the trading game, obviously we're told, yeah, you're going to lose, but how many of you guys actually internalize that truth, okay? Because if you did, then you wouldn't be so emotionally hurt from a loss, okay? And I still fall into this trap myself. Like, I'm a human, so yeah, the quicker you can accept that the market is random and that you're going to face losses. Let me quickly give you guys a book recommendation which puts this the best, okay? I'm sure some of you guys know this, but those of you who don't, Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas is a very good book when it comes to psychology with trading, okay? I would say this is like the psychology Bible. But yeah, I'll say pick this book up, it's pretty good. But yeah, truly accept that you're going to face losses in the market. Like, a loss is coming your way, so be prepared emotionally, okay? Another thing, give yourself at least 5 years to actually start seeing trading success. You know, when you get into this game, you think it's as easy as pressing a button and making thousands, and it is that easy. But trading is the hardest, easiest thing you'll ever do in your life. It's not just clicking buttons. Those guys that are making £10,000 in a day, $10,000 in a day, or whatever, $1 million, they spent years, even decades, of going through the ropes just to be able to click a button and make that much money. You know what I'm saying? So it's not as easy as it looks. Don't be fooled by those guys who just all they show you is lifestyle, because it's a lot more that goes into it. Okay. So if you're not willing to give yourself at least 5 years, it's possible that you could get there in 3 years or even a year. Like my younger brother is actually he started trading. He's been doing it for, I think this is his 3rd year, and he started to pick things up. But that's because I was able to give him the ropes, and also his friend has been trading for quite a while, so he's kind of already learnt from our mistakes, and he's just, anyway, that's a tangent. If you're not willing to give yourself at least 5 years to start actually seeing some success, then don't even bother trading at all. You're better off doing something else. Okay? And the final point that I've got here is stop using trading psychology as a cope to not having a solid strategy. Now, I was in this boat where I was really and truly, I was too lazy to backtest my strategy, actually build a belief within myself that my strategy actually worked. What I'll do is I'll just see a strategy, see that it's working for someone, and just start executing on that strategy without building the belief for myself. And what would happen is, when I would take losses, which is perfectly normal, I would just go and watch psychology videos and just try and cope. When really and truly, the reason why I did this is because those losses, I didn't test it out myself. I didn't backtest myself to know that, yeah, these losses come. I didn't know my win rate with that strategy. I didn't even backtest 100 trades or anything like that. So really and truly, I was winging the strategy. Even though it worked, I hadn't built the belief within myself to be calm through those losses, to know that it's part of my strategy. Using trading psychology as a cope to not backtest my strategy, because I was just too lazy at the time. But it's gonna get to a point where you're just gonna have to just put in the reps of backtesting to actually build that confidence and to know that your strategy actually works. So yeah, guys, that's my take on trading psychology. I probably missed out a few things, but yeah, thank you for watching.